Kyle here from All Media Reviews. Here to do another video number 6, I guess, in the Small League Sink Ships week. On Thursday here, October 19th, the new album Low Tide is released tomorrow, October 20th on Friday. So I'm here to talk about the previous release from the new album called Polaroid People. I mean, I suppose I can pull this back out. Of course, it followed up, you know, the things I showed in the last video, Golden Calf from 2017. And it was just an EP. I know after Golden Calf came out, you know, as a fan, I wasn't really expecting them to put out a new album, although it only been a couple of years. But it was like almost a year to the day. It came out October 26th. They have I just was looking at the history, they have a good habit of releasing records in October because, well, Face Yourself and Remove Your Sandals came out in like February of 2015, but Polaroid People, and there was like one other one, of course the new album came out in October. It's coming out in October, so they've had at least 2, maybe 3 or more releases that were released in October. That whole mentality of you work the whole year to finish your record or whatever you're working on, then it's finally ready to release. So it comes out in the fall, sometimes September, October, November, even December sometimes, or you wait till the next year. So as far as Polaroid People, though, I mean, like I said, I wasn't expecting them to put out anything, but they did. And after loving Golden Calf and obviously loving Face Yourself and Remove Your Sandals so much, I was just overjoyed for any music from them. And this record, this EP, is only 4 songs. Prism, Maurice's Monsters, I'll put the image here probably, one of them. Maurice's Bedtime Stories and Broken Church Bells. It's fantastic. Every track, these 4 songs are really good. I mean, it was definitely a classic case of a band putting out music, and it's just 4 songs, and I'm just so like hungry. Like, this is so damn good. Come on, I want some more. Like, I can't wait to hear more from them. Which is why the new album was such a big deal to come out. I mean, Polaroid People, like every one of the records, there's like a natural progression. I think there's a couple things noticeable. One, the biggest thing I'd say on the songs on this record is the production and the style. They use some more electronics or synths in it than they probably ever had done before, which kind of had me wondering about whatever would follow Polaroid People would be. And I'll get into that obviously when, you know, reviewing the record in the next review, the last review, Low Tide. But I think it really worked, though. I mean, the tasteful sort of arrangements with the synths and keyboards, but it's not overdone. I mean, it's not like it's just all keyboards. We're not talking Tangerine Dream or Chroma Key or something like that here. But I just, oh man, it's the emotion. I think the production and the refined vocal lines, like the vocal, I don't know, both, especially Judd, I think it is, but both Judd and London, especially Judd's vocals sound really good on this. I think it's, well, I've never had huge issues. I mean, you can see the earlier records, a lot of the vocals you can't understand, or they're, you know, I think they've just matured, maybe it's an age thing, and just an experience thing, on writing vocal lines that are better. Now, it's not like the most perfectly crystal clear vocals still. You're not talking about Freddie Mercury or, you know, you compare like Casey Crescenzo or Joey from the Reign of Kindo, who people talked about how they love the way that their voice sounds in terms of clarity. But it's a big step up, and there's just such emotion on all these songs. I always think of, and I'm not sure, the 2 Maurice tracks, I always think of that book, that kid's book. The guy's name is Meyer, something, not Maurice Meyer, it's not Maurice Meyer, but there's a kid story that I had that I think they've talked about, Mercer Meyer, making an adaptation, just like Where the Wild Things Are, called There's a Nightmare in My Closet. Now, it talks about a monster. I mean, the lyrics almost suggest more like the monsters within, like, you know, I don't know if this is a Halloween thing. It came out in October, or just sort of a subconscious thing, a conscience thing, um, where someone's got, dealing with demons or dealing with sort of sides of their personality that they're not happy with, or whatever, that the monster. But I've always got, like, a lot of their music, like on Golden Calf and definitely on Face Yourself in the Mirror of Sandals, a lot of their music, there's a very childlike innocence to their music, and that's no different here. So I always thought of Maurice as either the child or the monster's name is Maurice. But I don't know. I mean, everyone gets different things from different music, but that's my impression. But the that last song, "Broken Church Bells," they released as a single. It's just it never. I just love the way it kind of builds, and just the passion and emotion, and the way the music kind of just brings out its. I don't know what he's saying. It's like, I don't want to hold you back. I don't want to hold you back, or I want to hold you back. Maybe it's dealing with a relationship of some kind. I don't know, or someone's ability to break through, to do something they're being held back from. But it's it's very passionate, it's very crying out. I think the sort of the math rock element. There's not. I mean, the truth is, with guitars, with the way that Small League Sing Ships uses guitars, it's more for texture. They have that post-rock quality, for lack of a better way to put it. They don't have guitar solos, and sometimes the instruments that are being used, the guitar is not the lead instrument. If there is a lead instrument, it's more like the vocals, the vocal arrangements, the percussion. There's a lot of great xylophone, of course, on this EP. Prism is probably the most electronic of the 4 tracks, but yeah, I've never gotten sick of this. I mean, I don't listen to it every week, but I mean, I put it on my EPs list of the modern progressive art rock stuff. It was on there. It definitely was a case of another case of a release being just 4 songs in 15 minutes, an EP. I still see that as a favorite release, as much as some people don't feel satisfied. It's just an EP. It's just an extended play, so it's not the artist making a full, true statement. And I kind of don't agree with that always. An EP can give a full statement, even if it's just 4 songs, even if it's just 15 minutes of music, or give or take a few tracks, or 10, 15, 20 minutes. It's like that Bruce Peninsula. They reminded me of Bruce Peninsula a little bit, but Bruce Peninsula song Of Songs it's one 12-minute track. That 12-minute track is, to me, better than most 12-minute tracks that year, if any, or 12 minutes of music, so it doesn't matter. You can have a half an hour, 45, an hour-long album. You may not have 12 minutes of music you prefer. So that's kind of why I saw is that in 2018, the Polaroid People EP was 15 minutes of music, and it was in my top 10 releases. I mean, I know you just separate EPs and stuff, but so I mean, I didn't say a ton more about it, but I mean, the biggest thing is it's one of those classic cases of it. It leaves you wanting more. You love it so much that it leaves you wanting more. I mean, and again, Small League Sing Ships are, they're still a niche band, but they're unique. They have elements of a lot of other bands, but they don't. They've twisted them in their style of vocals, the way that they bring so many different genres per se, and rock genres into, and they manage to just make the songs concrete. I don't know how they do it, but maybe it's because the guys take their time versus they're not making music sort of this high pressure thing from a record label and everything. But so that's about it for Polaroid People, the EP from 2018. I'll link it. So up next is the final release for now, Low Tide, which comes out tomorrow, and I have a lot of things to say about it because I've already been able to hear it actually. And the vinyl that I pre-ordered is already been shipped, so it should be coming next week. Otherwise, I have this big mass of releases, which I finally got the last 2, which I probably will show in a video in the next few days, if no later than next week, might be even today. And then start to move on finally. I also have some topics. I suppose I could go over that just briefly, as quickly as possible. I talked about that maybe. I want to maybe try doing a series of videos with the images where I'm looking at Spotify top 10 songs and just do a reaction. I talked about this on the PROG stream on Sunday. That, and then the site PROG Archives is a site I've always had reservations about, but it would be kind of curious to play a little game. Is this band on PROG Archives or not? I don't know if I want to just do this live or not. I don't know. It might just be the sort of thing I would write up and put on the community page. There was one other forum topic. Oh, I remember. Involving somewhat to do with small leak sync ships. With, you know, when you have a 5-star album and it follows up, how often historically in your particular taste has a 5-star or even 4.5-star album been followed up with an album that's as good if not better? It's pretty rare for me. It's happened a few times. And then the other factor is in real time, you know, so it hasn't happened too many times. I mean, I don't even, you know, a lot of people have, like the guys on Taste Like Music have maybe hundreds of 5-star albums. I don't have hundreds of 5-star albums I consider 5 stars, unlike this record. But it could be an interesting exercise to do, you know, this is an albums list that I consider a case where it was a follow-up album that was as good if not better in real time. Like one example I thought of was like Scenes from Memory and 6 Degrees of Turbulence from Dream Theater. Even though at the time I don't think I felt like 6 Degrees was as good as Scenes from Memory, I mean, it was damn good. Over time especially it fit that category. I mean, it basically was a match. I know some fans did not like it as much, but anyway, that's about it for Polaroid People from Small League Sing Ships from 2018. Like I said, Low Tide should be up on Friday, hopefully. And thank you for watching. Please subscribe and leave a comment, and we'll see you next time.